southeastern Turkey. Buried beneath 20 feet of sand, archaeologists unearthed the world's oldest temple complex, Gobekli Tepe. Radiocarbon dating suggests that the site dates back to at least the 10th century BC, a time before the end of the last ice age, and 6,000 years before prehistoric man was said to have developed language.
Gobekli Tepe is really one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time. There are very few finds in archaeology that really change the whole way we look at the past, and that is essentially what has happened, because our view of hunter-gatherers has changed enormously. We now know they were capable of coming together in large numbers under presumably some kind of authority to cooperate on massive projects such as Gobekli Tepe, which involve bringing huge pieces of stone from quite some distance away, carving it beautifully, setting these pillars upright, and doing this on a massive scale.
The very first temples in the world are at Gobekli Tepe, and this in many ways changes everything, because here we have the smoking gun of a lost civilization. It confirms to us absolutely that at the end of the last ice age, there was high culture existing in the world.
There's no doubt in my mind that there are question marks all around the ancient world. And Gobekli Tepe offers such a giant question mark because, according to mainstream science, we were sitting in caves munching on bananas. And clearly, that isn't the case.
Although to date, archaeologists have only excavated less than 1 acre of this 22-acre site, what they have found is astounding. The remains of a complex of buildings, massive walls, and T-shaped stone formations, some 9 to 10 feet tall and weighing up to 50 tons. Many of the stone pillars are covered with relief carvings of animals, reptiles, and insects. Archaeologists have also found figures at the site that appear to represent humans with strangely stylized clothing.
We have no idea what these humans represent. We suspect that these are not just simple statues commemorating people. They could be gods, they could be spirits, they could be ancestors, something of that kind.
But perhaps most intriguing is a life-size statue found just 6 miles away that has been dated to the same period. The Urfa Man.
This looks like a person who has come from an advanced civilization, who's wearing something that has much more of a defined collar, possibly even some sort of advanced spacesuit. What the heck is he doing there? His face looks strange, he's bald, his head, his eyes look weird. There's something unusual about this guy, and that could be a clue that leads us into the mystery of an antediluvian or pre-flood civilization.
Is it possible that the strange humanoid figure found near Gobekli Tepe actually represents an extraterrestrial, a being from a lost civilization that existed on Earth sometime before the last ice age? If so, does it give credence to other ancient stories describing otherworldly civilizations that once existed here on Earth?
All over the world, we have giant statues and carvings of people's faces and heads. Some of them are giant colossal heads, like the Olmec colossal heads. Others are the Easter Island type statues, which are huge and depict people who have elongated heads. They're cone heads, essentially. They were giants of yore with godlike powers. In my mind, we would call them extraterrestrials.
There's this recessed courtyard in Tiwanaku that has all these different faces. These stones were found underneath the soil, meaning that at some point, some type of event happened that buried these particular stones. Some have actually surmised that they represent some type of a pre-flood civilization, that what we have here is in fact a remnant that depicts that society.